Welcome to the Game Changer 00100 show. I'm your host, Game Changer, and today we're just going to talk about different levels of game and how unprepared society at large, but particularly brothers, are not prepared for. Now, those who talk to me on the back end, the back channels, and stuff like that, they know that the progress on messages that I want to get out to the black community um, at large, or my purpose with this, is stalled. And it's typically stalled by useless beefs, which I'm working on. I'm actually just, I'm new to this, so I have to like restructure my mind, be more careful who I let in. But know that it is my goal to avoid fuckery or unproductive fuckery. Like if you are spewing something that I strongly believe is a deterrent um, or against strong patriarchal black family, then that's fuckery that I'm willing to embrace, and I'll take that heat. But if it's just general stuff that I really don't give that much of a fuck about, like like how much a woman weighs, or if you want to take her to the gym and for a year and shit like that, that's I pick my battles, and that's not really something worth going into the trenches over. Um, so so you'll see a lot less fuckery. I know fuckery is popular, and if I wanted thousands of subscribers, I'll have a coliseum too. I guess or I'll have just a fuckery hour every week. But that's not what I'm going after. What? So there's certain messages that I want to get out. I really want to continue with this colorism piece that's been stalled due to fuckery. I want to continue with that. And then I want to prepare brothers for the next level of game, the next level of BFF, and the next level of FF. Because I hate to say it, and this comes from, like, my brothers have been listening to the Manosphere for years, and all they are prepared for is Keisha. The stereotypical hair had it, you know, um, sometimes overweight, sometimes not. Um, Maybe she's a single parent or not, but abrasive attitude type woman. They're prepared for the stereotype that each and every single brother see coming from a mile away. And the only thing we're arguing about now, or the only thing that the people who are trying to advocate against um, that trope is doing now, is just trying to convince the brothers who will take it just because it's pussy anyway. So we're trying to steer clear of that, but that's fucking elementary shit. That's arithmetic. That's not even algebra. There's all kind of fucking calculus and statistics and shit going on that y'all niggas not prepared for. I hate to say it, you know. I hate to say it. The fact that we spent so long on the fucking obvious means that we as a community is not ready for the next level of game. What do you do when the pretty ones come? What do you do when the ones with the good families come? What do you do when the ones with the light voices and the feminine demeanor come? I'm talking about the ones who aren't overtly masculine in behavior. And you just think, oh shit, this is all good. Oh my gosh, she even cooked for me. And then you listen to C Boogie and you're like, shout out to C Boogie. You listen to C Boogie and you're like, could you make me French toast? Oh my God, she made me French toast. And you just think everything is good. You on one knee. Fuck it, you're on three knees. You're like, oh, thank you for not doing the whole BFF. Thank you. Femininity. Wow. This is the thing I've been looking for. Here you go. I give you my love with a dozen roses. Make sure that she knows it's from the bottom of my heart. That's you. That's you. That's you because you took the African American black pill, or excuse me, red pill. I call it black pill because you're black, but you took the African American black pill. You took the African American red pill. Why I keep doing that? Which prepares you for the African American. It prepares you for black female fuckery. There's levels to it. There's all sorts of fuckery going on. You are prepared for the fuckery of the women who are tailoring their fuckery to you. There are women of all races that don't just focus their fuckery on black men. And they damn sure don't focus their fuckery on niggas. There are some for real fuckery women in this world that can fuck you over worse than Keisha can possibly imagine. You think that because you were fucking some stereotypical, overweight single mother in the hood with a wig and shit like that, and she gets you jumped, and her boys take the $20 out your pocket or some shit like that, and you think and you want to just vent for fucking years over that shit. And granted, you should warn brothers about shit like that. Don't get me wrong, don't get me twisted, but stop spending so much time on it because that's level 1 shit. That's that obvious shit. Like that's easy to avoid. That's entry level shit right there. Most brothers just stop doing that the moment they move out of the neighborhoods that their parents through unfortunate circumstances found them in. That's entry level shit right there. There is real fuckery out there, and if white boys ain't prepared for it, you damn sure ain't prepared for it. Do y'all remember a case years ago? What the fuck is that bitch name? Casey Anthony. Casey Anthony. This bitch killed her daughter. I think her daughter was like 3 or 4 years old. She killed her. Now, whatever the reason, when you follow the story, it is obvious that this bitch is psychotic. She's a pathological liar, and she is delusional. And if you follow the story, you know that she's white and she's sexy as hell. Now, not because there's a kid involved, it's not like the sexy that she's not to the point where, well, she probably would be. Okay, so there's a level of sexiness that a woman can achieve to where her crazy turn you on. It sounds strange, but if you brothers don't believe me, then why is Harley Quinn a thing? How many of you wouldn't fuck Harley Quinn? How many of you are turned on by the fact that she's crazy as fuck? So there is a level of sexiness to where the crazy is appealing. But, that's fine when she's committing or she's, doing backflips and, hitting people with a big ass hammer or some shit like that. It's cool when that happens. But when you kill your own daughter, there's no amount of sexiness in the world that's going to make you dig hard after that. So she's that type of fucked up. So she told lie after lie. She made up fucking maids and babysitters that didn't exist, saying that the daughter was over Consuela's house or some shit like that, and it turns out that this person didn't even exist. That she was at Disneyland and they proved that she wasn't, and just all kind of shit. She got on the stand and said that her father molested her, even though her father didn't, and was there supporting her and shit like that. And she got off. She literally got away with child abuse, murder, and all kinds of shit. She got away with it. Why? Because society at large is not prepared for when attractive women come with their fuckery. When they turn on the crocodile tears. They're not prepared for that shit. They're making all kinds of excuses like, oh, well, yeah, maybe she just needs help, or maybe she's just misunderstood, or maybe there is a man behind this. Because some men, shout out to Gab Talk Media, believe that women cannot be wrong. They can only be the victims of wrong men. End quote. So a lot of people, especially brothers, are not prepared for the fucking Casey Anthony type crazy. And that's an extreme. That's an extreme because there's murder involved. Same with Centoya Brown, Centoya Brown, she could definitely get the D. And it's not because she's light-skinned. She can definitely get the D. That's why she was such a commodity to her pimp. So they arrested her. And then, Rihanna, I think it was Rihanna, said, something? Attractive girls shouldn't be in jail. So she started a campaign, and now the girl is fucking out. A convicted murderer after 15 years is fucking out. I mean, she just every time she's on camera, she brings up the sympathy story. Oh, I'm helping the other women get degrees and diplomas and shit like that, and blah blah blah. And I was trafficked. He made me do this, and he made me like it, and he made me kill the guy, and he made me kill the guy by shooting him in the back while unarmed in self-defense somehow while he was asleep. And after I did that while high, I took his money and took his keys and went to his house and robbed him, and then went to a storage bin because I had his keys and address and shit, and robbed it. But it was in self-defense. So they didn't buy that shit then. But they buy it now. Because society is so distracted by low-level fuckery that they're losing sight of the fucking high-level fuckery. Is Centoya Brown a hair hat? Is she fat? Did she have a bunch of kids? If you seen her, would you stick your finger in your mouth and vomit up the red pill and take a blue one? I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about if you've seen her like at 18 or some shit. Would you do that? She don't have that in your grit, or at least she didn't on the stand, of course, obviously, and when she's interviewed. So she didn't have that whole in-your-face aggressive tone and demeanor. No. You didn't see none of that, did you? You didn't see none of that. She wasn't snapping her finger and rolling her neck, or none of that. So your whole game plan, your whole tactic Your battle strategy was for BFF. Our standard FF. The entry level shit. What are you gonna do when the Satoya Browns of the world comes? And I'm not talking about the murderers. I'm talking about the pretty ones, the feminine ones, the ones that appear to be feminine. Most of you brothers are gonna let your fucking guard down. You're going to let your guard down, and even if you got your guard up, you won't even know how to spot the onslaught of whatever design she has planned for you. And I'm not even talking about the basic shit. You know, the obvious shit, the whole, oh, divorce shit, child support shit, or the what's it called? What's the shit called? Divorce child alimony shit. I'm not even talking about the basic shit. I'm talking about the shit that's gonna have you holding a purse in time, and you wondering why the shit happened. There are levels of fuckery that motherfuckers don't even realize happen to them. They don't even realize that shit happened to them. Because they don't know the signs to look for. Because they've been so focused on preparing, defending themselves against Keisha, that they're completely vulnerable to everything else. These motherfuckers is like France. After winning World War One, they had guards, they had their military, on the border between France and Germany, and they were entrenched, dug in, ready to defend their country just in case Germany tried to pull this shit again. They were completely prepared this time. They were completely prepared for World War One to happen again. Hey, Grant, France was prepared for World War One, but they weren't prepared for World War Two. They weren't prepared for this new shit. They weren't prepared for the new German technology and shit. They weren't prepared for, okay, we're just going to go around the military, this time. Now that we have these planes and shit that can do things that the planes of World War One can't. We're gonna parachute motherfuckers out the plane. We're gonna deploy our troops that way, and we're going to take over the country in 6 weeks. France was prepared for World War One, but they was not prepared for World War Two. The brothers I know who get fucked over, they not getting fucked over by Keisha. Most dudes, and I think that this is just a general thing, most dudes are not fucking with Keisha outside the bedroom. And many dudes aren't fucking with her in the bedroom. These aren't the Keisha situations. When you hear these tragic divorce stories and shit like that, these aren't Keishas. When you hear these white MGTOW dudes complain, these aren't Keishas. There's all new levels of fuckery out there. Shit, when I got fucked over, it wasn't by a fucking Keisha. There was no indicators that she was just a stereotype, by far. No kids, work out, flat stomach, all that shit. I'm, guard down. Hey, guard down. Then the fuckery happened, like, oh yeah, if you own your home, you can't just kick me out. You can't just kick me out. Squatters' rights. I got mail here, nigga. What you gonna do? I'm a tenant. What you gonna do? I wasn't prepared for that shit. Society at large aren't prepared for the Centoya Browns of the world, the Casey Anthonys of the world. Society don't know what to do when the attractive ones attack. Remember those old movies like, when tomatoes attack or when ants attack or some shit like that, or when Mars attacks? What do you do when the attractive women attack? And you do not see that coming. You have no defense against that. You are France in World War II. It's like, what the fuck was this? What the fuck is a submarine? You got boats underwater now? What the fuck? Shit's not fair, shit's not fair, shit's not fair. I didn't see that coming. And that's the whole point. You're not supposed to see it coming. There's overt and then there's covert. Brothers, we are not prepared for the covert attack. We're not. And if you think somebody who's content or talking about, bend over the couch as long as you're not Keisha is prepared, and this is not a diss, but that doesn't sound prepared to me. That sounds like, that anybody that Centoya Brown could just, you are at her fucking mercy, because she is on a level, and those of her ilk are on a level that is far more sophisticated than you are used to. There's all kinds of shit. That is the level I want to get brothers on, but we are constantly beefing over the Keisha shit. Fuck that. There's different levels to it. You don't want Keisha problems, avoid Keisha. Where do you go after that? And that's where Game Changer is here to help. At least I'm trying to. If I wasn't inundated with beefs, I'm trying to. That's where I'm trying to get y'all at. That is what I am trying to help prepare y'all for. So, from now on, you're going to see like a lot less. I'm going to drastically cut my fuckery intake. I never deliberately seek it, but it seeks me through other channels. So when I'm on other panels, for whatever reason, fuckery finds me. Whether it's in the form of somebody who is who wants to defend nigga culture, or somebody who don't like my physical standard stance, or somebody who's on some reparation shit, or just some random 60-year-old nigga that just came out of nowhere and said that brothers should lower their bar, And that's another thing. Why are brothers saying? Well, actually, this is actually a symptom of it. This is actually a symptom of it. And I'm glad you brought that up. So I guess the voice in my head is who I'm talking to. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, voice in my head, because so I was watching BGS with C Boogie on it, and BGS was saying, you need to stay away from those 9s and 10s, even though there's really, in my opinion, no such thing, But the extremely beautiful women are the ones who will, who will fuck you up, So the more attractive women are the ones who will fuck you up, something like that. You know, like you have to be cautious, you have to be prepared, you have to be this, this, and this. But his conclusion was it's better to stay away from those. And I'm thinking that I understand it to a certain extent, but they have their fuckery, and the less attractive women have their fuckery. Now, what you're doing is you're teaching brothers how to like guide their way through the fuckery of less attractive women, and after they complete that maze, they get a less attractive woman. Why not teach them how to navigate through the fuckery of attractive women? If you're gonna navigate fuckery, at least there's a dime at the end of the tunnel. God damn. So that's a response. That's a subconscious response made conscious verbally. But that is a subconscious response to the unpreparedness that brothers have for the fuckery of attractive women. They're simply not prepared for it. So many just avoid attractive women altogether. Now, many of those wind up getting fucked over by unattractive women, but and then they go to the manosphere for like, oh, well, how can you help me, avoid this BFF? It's like, well, BFF, in the way that you mean it, is really overt, so you can just avoid the person. But what you're really asking is, how do you avoid the BFF and get yourself a person in this cohort? So it's just all kind of fucked up. So my first step on this was going to attack the colorism crew, because that is a different level of BFF. Sorta swirlers. That is a different level of BFF. That brothers just touch on lightly and shit. No, this shit, you have to dig your heels in on this shit, and that's just entry to level 2. You have to dig your heels into what's going on with colorism. Now the ones who taught colorism, they're not on some Keisha shit for the most part. They're not on some fat shit. Hell, many of them aren't even on some fake hair shit. They're not on some overtly ratchet shit. You're thinking that, a lot of guys are thinking that, hey, this is a good deal. This is a good deal. And it may or may not be a good deal. However, they are full of fuckery. They are manipulating on a high level. If they think that if the fuckery is the lie, and the lie is that they are ignored by men on the basis of their complexion or hue or whatever you want to call it, the basis of their color. And that's not true. If these women are attractive and dark skinned, then they're not being ignored. And if they're pretending to be ignored, then they're lying. And that's where the fuckery begins. And two, if they're unattractive and dark skinned, then they're being ignored because they're unattractive. So the skin complexion is not a determining factor on if men ignore you or not. And because black men have completely lowered the bar, no black woman is getting ignored of any color. So it's bullshit to begin with. It's fuckery. Now, it's fuckery to what end? And once again, okay, I'll save that for the color, for the, when I go on this anti-colorism campaign. But just so you know, there's different types of fuckery, not just this Keisha shit. Same with the swirlers, and that is what has been covered, but not enough by the manosphere. Who else is going to tell you what to do when a pretty bitch is attacked? Who else is going to do when it? Who else is going to tell you what to do when the what's it called? When the pseudo submissives, the ones who want to top from the bottom, attacks. Who else is going to tell you about that? Nobody has prepared us for this at all. Society at large is not prepared for it. That is why Centoya Brown is going free after murder right now, serving 15 years of a life sentence. Society at large is not prepared for that. That white guy who fell asleep and left his gun there was not prepared for her. He was prepared if that was a dude for some reason, he's not gay, but if that was a dude, if that was some big, cock diesel swole knuckle nigga, he wouldn't have did that shit. Hell, if it was some big belligerent bitch, he wouldn't have did that shit. He wouldn't have left himself open like that. Hell, he wouldn't even have left his fucking wallet out. But 100 pound, or early hundreds maybe, pound, young PYT with a soft voice. He's like, oh yeah, I'm perfectly safe. I'm perfectly safe. I can sleep like a baby because she's light skinned. And he got. So brothers, prepare for level 2 is all I'm saying. Prepare for level 2 because you're not prepared. I really wanted to be deep into level 2 by now. But fuck if it's so much fuckery in level 1 that it keeps just holding you back like a fucking crab in a barrel. Just keep stay on level 1, stay on level 1. You gotta hammer out the nails in level 1. Why why do I have to state the obvious? Level 1 to me it's obvious, but brothers want to keep, and it's not the sisters that's doing it. It's brothers. Many of whom are the proxy of sisters, but still, it's like, look, I don't like niggas. Next subject. Oh shit. It's like, oh damn. So I got to go back over this shit again. I should not be getting stuck in these fucking arguments. I should not be getting stuck in the whole IR situations between black men and non-black women. I shouldn't be stuck on this whole beta male coon shit going on. That shit is simple. It's it just takes a couple minutes to explain. It's a shame seduction tactic to get you to lower your bar. Your lowered bar is a result of shame, blame, and insane tactics. It's an artificial construct. Next topic. Oh no, brother! It's not an artificial construct. We have to talk about. Pussy is pussy. Oh God. So, prepare for level 2, brothers. This is all I gotta say. I'll still cover level 1 for whatever reason, but that's to inform those who are still dealing with symptoms of level 1 red pill. But prepare for level 2 of FF, not BFF. Level 2 is FF. Level 2 is what the niggas go through when they okay, I'm not gonna fall for that shit. I have standards now. I am going to step into the next community, and now you're ready. Now you're in level 2. You're in level 2. There's fuckery in the next community. that you don't see coming, but they see your ass coming. Oh, you think they don't see your ass coming? They see your ass coming from miles away. They see black women. They know the stereotypes. They know where the fuck you come from. And they know that you are vulnerable to their shit. You are a fucking mail order nigga. You are a fucking, good deal to them. And they see it. You are vulnerable to this shit, just like a fucking mail order bride, you know. You think Americans don't know that these chicks come from squalor and shit like that? That they can get away with less? Or yeah, would get away with giving them less and shit? They know if this chick was if let's just say a Russian chick was this fine and she was American born, that you would not be taking her to fucking Applebee's. No, it's a deal because she comes from a community of fuckery for whatever reason. That's how they see you coming. So when you know your worth, take that shit with you to the next community. And don't forget it. It doesn't change because a chick is prettier. And I'm not talking about the next ethnic community. I'm talking about the next community, when you're dealing with black chicks too. Niggas walking around like, oh no, she's not on some Keisha shit. She's an executive assistant. She's an accountant. She's this, and this. Like they are incapable of fuckery. What in the fuck? It's a different brand of fuckery, fellas. This is Game Changer 00100, and I'm out.